All right, so next I'm going to talk a little bit, I'm going to look at the Ren and Jacqueline controversy. This is another mommy blogger that has been in the news in the past and is once again being brought up, and I, again, don't know a whole lot about this issue. I'm going to watch this one video from kallmekris. I like her content on TikTok. It's kind of comedic content. I don't know if she's doing more serious stuff on YouTube, but I'm going to watch that and then read through this article from the Mary Sue. Get a little more context, maybe. Let's see here. In the beginning here, she's just talking about her hair, so I'm going to skip some of that.
So I know I am not technically like a commentary channel, but this topic in particular is pretty disturbing, and I know I don't usually cover current events, but this is something in particular I think that I can shed some more light on, and also maybe help in highlighting this topic so people that could actually make more of a difference might see it. I'm not sure, or maybe just to get you guys to help in some way, but we can talk about that in the end of the video. Either way, I think this is an important topic to talk about because I think people forget how ugly the world and the internet can truly be, especially children and parents, and sometimes we just need a little reminder.
Whoa, we got multiple angles. Got a quality production going on here.
So that's kind of what this is today, because not that I have a child, but just being in the space myself, I know firsthand how many creeps there are, let alone how many creeps there are towards children. I mean, I deal with it on a daily basis, but I'm a full-grown woman. I can handle myself, you know.
As someone who does have children, I've become hyper aware of all of this as well. Like, obviously I was beforehand, but like it's just so much more, it's just so much more in your face and egregious after you have kids.
No, but kids can't, and the only way to protect them is through their parents. So I just kind of want to talk about the issue that's happening, and maybe it's relevant to you, maybe it's not, but I think in general it's just going to be good to talk about. So today we are talking about some of the people I despise the most in the world, and that's adults that like kids a little too much, aka PDF aisles, and adults that exploit their children for views and money. And we're talking about the account of a 4-year-old named Ren Eleanor, and more specifically the person that runs that account, which is her mother, Jacqueline. I was not privy to this beforehand because she has had controversy beforehand, which we will talk about as well, but I've been seeing it nonstop for about a week on my TikTok For You page, and I'm just appalled by it. So let's get into it. So for those of you who aren't privy to the situation, when Jacqueline and Ren first started to blow up on TikTok specifically, it was a few years ago. Jacqueline was sharing videos of her and her daughter Ren dressing up and matching out.
There's just so many layers to this kind of exploitation. It's just like, your kid just can't consent to having their likeness, having their lives broadcast to millions and millions of people. It's one thing when it's like your personal private social media and you are posting things for your family and friends, your acquaintances, just to have updates and windows into your life. Even those are not like safe from predators online, but it's just such a different thing than making a living on content creation from your kid or with your kid. It's just not something that they can consent to or even understand the full scope of or what's even happening.
outfits, hair routines, and eating food, which all sounds innocent enough, right? But Jacqueline would face her first bout of serious backlash about a year and a half ago about these videos specifically. And a year and a half ago, there were hundreds of videos made by other concerned creators about how Ren, although doing seemingly innocent things in videos, was actually acting out suggestive content. And this was obviously no fault of her own. She's a 3-year-old at this point, for goodness sake. But naturally, who's to blame for exploiting their children openly on the internet? The parent that's in charge of the content. Jacqueline. So with the content that I was talking about with matching outfits or with the food, it all from the outside looking in, not knowing about the gross people on the internet, looks pretty innocent. But if you look at it in a certain lens, if Ren is being put in bikinis and being made to dance, or if she's eating a banana or wearing really short dresses and bending over, it's really bad. And that's what people were so concerned about and letting Jacqueline know. So they did, and Jacqueline was made very aware of the danger of the content that she was putting out about her child and how PDF Isles use these types of videos as material, but she did nothing about it, even being made privy to the situation. But she would make a sorry excuse for an explanation video and plead her case to the viewers at an attempt to save face and save her bank account. So we're gonna watch some of that now.
The past few months have been incredibly distressing, and I've learned a lot. What started out as a hobby to make a digital scrapbook for my daughter Ren grew into an interesting role for me as a single stay-at-home mom. Ren is my #1 priority, and her upbringing and safety are my top job 24 hours a day.
No, it's not. Clearly, because you're still posting obviously suggestive content of your daughter.
This account has allowed me to provide for my daughter and to set aside money for her future.
Be that as it may, Jacqueline, to get that money, you're still using your daughter's likeness to spoon feed creeps on the internet.
I'm not sure how this conspiracy theory got started, and
It's just not. It's just not a conspiracy theory at all. It's just not. It's just not. All you have to do is look at the comments. All you have to do is look at at what performs the best, at how many saves those particular videos get. And you know what's happening. You just do.
spiraled out of control.
This is like such a media trained response to, like such a PR focused. It's like to have these things come out and to be pointed out, you would just think like there has been so many content creators that I've noticed that I've really appreciated that have made the decision to completely take their children out of their content. A lot of these creators, like their families were not like the focal point of their content. They did other things. They're you know, the content was much more focused on either like the couple or like the mom as an individual, but also like she shared her family's life and her family in her content. And but like shortly after, or just like in the past a year or so, like I've just seen several who have decided, like specifically for this reason, that they are not going to have their children on camera anymore or in photos, like on their public facing content. Like they still talk about their family, they talk about parenting, stuff like that, and that is totally fine. And so I respect the hell out of that. And honestly, like if you can't run a profitable content creation thing, if you can't be a profitable influencer without your kids, you just should not be doing it. That is, you are just exploiting them.
What you need to know is that no law enforcement agencies I conferred with, including the FBI, have found any proof that my daughter's likeness appears on inappropriate websites.
It's not a conspiracy theory, it's true! These are the dark and bleak facts of the internet. There are creeps that like to watch kids, especially when they're being dressed up inappropriately by their mother and being made—
Like, this doesn't have to be, like, distributed online, and I just 100% guarantee that it is. But all it takes is someone just hitting that save button and downloading it directly to their phone or taking a screenshot. That's what happens.
To eat phallic foods on camera close up, again by their mother. I'm obviously not going to show any of these videos, but they are there on a public site. Of course, your daughter's likeness isn't going to be in some dark corner of the internet. You're serving it to these creeps on a silver platter on a public platform, you dumb.
Also, you you go onto the videos, like longer format YouTube videos, and people will put in the comments timestamps of when those specific suggestive things are happening. So it's just utterly obvious.
Sorry, let's continue.
These rumors are 100% false. If anyone has real tangible proof, please contact me immediately.
Here's the proof. Is that good enough for you?
What is true, Ren is a happy, healthy 3-year-old. The videos we film together from my account a couple of hours a week are fun and lighthearted.
Of course she's happy. She's a 3-year-old and she doesn't know any better, Mom.
TikTok analytics show that my followers are 76.8%.
I'm just thinking right now. The kind of response I would have when I grew up if I knew that my parents had done this to me. Even if it made me incredibly well off, I would be rich and independent and never talk to them again. Never again.
Female. That's more than 13 million females, including lots of moms.
So she now has 17 million followers. So let's pretend those statistics are still true, which it looks like they are. That would leave over 4 million male viewers, not to mention the thousands, if not millions, of men that lie about their accounts and use
17 million is so crazy. Yeah, there are so many men that are just so dumb, and like, yeah, I've seen recently like pastors who will be like talking shit to someone in comments on like atheists or ex-Christians posts, and then they go in and look at their follow account and it's like all underage girls. Like, what is happening? Y'all are so dumb. But there are so many people too who are smart and sneaky and know to use burners, and this just should not be. There's just no discussion to be had here. There's no argument to be had here about this being okay.
Use female profiles as aliases, and this is extremely common. And you're also acting like women, although not as common, can't be predators as well. You're just digging a giant hole. Anyway, I won't continue the rest of the video because that's only halfway through, but she goes on to ask people to stop shaming her as a mom, and that other people can raise their kids however they want, and she's gonna raise Ren how she wants, and that she'll start filtering the comments, etc. Stuff that she didn't end up doing, because the comments on some of Ren's videos were absolutely disgusting and disturbing. And to be honest, Jacqueline should be embarrassed and ashamed for not monitoring what these monsters on the internet were saying about her now 4-year-old daughter. Luckily, she turned off the comments now, but I'm going to safely assume that's because most of them were filled with growing concern for Ren from other concerned creators. creators and other people just blatantly shaming Jacqueline. Now, I fully understand that there is a lot of people, especially parents, that are naive to the fact that there are horrible people out there that prey on seemingly innocent content of children. And I'm not here to shame every parent that posts stuff of their children. That is not the point of this video.
Oh, look at that doggy.
The point of this video is just to let parents know that they should be conscious of that fact and to just be wary of what they put out on the internet of their kids. I'm not saying you can't post cute pictures of your kid or you can't post cute videos or funny videos with your kid. I think those are great, but I just think all of this should be something parents keep in the back of their mind and that they're very cognizant of when they are posting about it. And I would say the same for Jacqueline, but she is now the furthest thing from naive. She has been warned by thousands of people now, even fast forwarding to today, where people are speaking up again about what she is posting up.
Like, you just don't, you just would not even, you should not need to be warned about this. Like, you should just take like one scroll through your comments and be like, oh, this is not the kind of audience that I want to be building for my daughter. Call me crazy, I don't know.
Of her daughter, because it's growing more and more concerning.
This page is not ran by a child. It is ran by this child's mom. She posts knowingly provocative things, so much so that she had to turn her comments off instead of just deleting the video.
What moms are noticing is how many times these videos of Ren are being saved.
Of course, everybody's worried about the safety of this child.
Just for an
And there was like a lot of similar stuff like this with Ruby Frankie and her 8 Passengers channel. Videos posted of her daughter going out and getting her first bra. Videos of her daughter's first time shaving her legs. Her daughter's first period. Having the talk on camera. Same kind of stuff. Same kind of stuff.
Example, looking at
and and there's just like so much potential for this is abusive in my mind. This is abusive, and there's just so much more potential for further abuse that goes on behind the cameras when the child doesn't perform like the parent wants them to, when they don't want to film, when they're not acting how they want to act. There's just, I think in the next 15, 20 years, we are going to see so much harm and damage from these family vlog style content creators. So much harm and damage. So much stunted growth. So much anxiety, depression, personality disorders. There's just no telling.
The amount of saves on some specific videos is alarming, to say the least. You can go through each video, and videos that are pretty innocent and cute and funny that don't have suggestive material has much less saves than the video where Ren's taste testing liquids through straws or wearing a short.
And you can see this on like an adult's channel too. Like the more suggestive content just gets more engagement and views and saves for a reason. For a specific reason.
Dress and her mom making her sit on a whoopee cushion or eating a corn dog at the fair. These videos have a disturbing amount of saves comparatively. And all these videos I'm not going to show, obviously, but you do not need to be a genius to delineate what that means. It's creepy people saving it so they can watch it later. End of story. And Jacqueline knows this. And if for whatever reason you don't believe me, there has been licensed psychologists speaking out about this issue as well. Dr. Leslie, for example, is a clinical forensic psychologist, and she explained this issue plainly and very well to Ren's concerned audience.
Yesterday I posted a video on how who can't access child and will use children's influencer accounts on social media, and these accounts are knowingly run by parents, usually mothers. I've seen a lot of comments where people are very disturbed by specific mom influencer accounts. So I checked out one account in particular, and I looked at the content and how many saves there were. So if the little girl was doing something innocent, not a lot of saves. If the little girl was doing something that could be seen as It was shocking. The little girl with an adult, 400 saves. Sucking on a straw, eating a turkey leg, eating a kebab, and then licking a straw, 20,000 saves. Changing her eye color and almost looking and older, 300,000 saves. When you post videos on social media, you can see when people start watching the video and when they stop. You can also see at what point during the video they choose to like and save it.
She also posted a video explaining her professional experience working with creeps in therapy type sessions and how the behavior of Ren's mother, along with a ton of other parental influencers that use their children on the platforms, cater to these creeps and how dangerous that can be.
I've talked to a lot of in my career, and when they can't access child, do you know what they use? The New York Times did an investigation of child influencers. You can't have an Instagram account if you're under 13, so parents are running accounts for children. Although it's incredible to use social media to start a savings account for your kids, they can go to college and buy a house and a car, bad things are happening. Companies will send you clothing to put on your kids. If you post your kid in that outfit, you can make $3,000 on one post. Here's the problem. They looked at 5,000 child accounts and 32 million followers were adult men. Meta has disclosed that over 500,000 accounts every day have inappropriate content or interactions. When a parent posts a picture of a child and they appear more in a bathing suit, they get far more likes and comments from adult men. Look at my business account. You can see who's looking at you.
So there you go. I mean, I know most of you are probably very well aware of what there is out there in terms of people consuming your content and your child's content or your friend's kid's content or anything. And this is just a big warning to everybody just to make sure that you're protecting your kids and yourself, because there's just terrible people out there that are willing to do terrible things. And in terms of Jacqueline, I mean, she has not stopped posting and she's well aware of the growing concern around Ren, but she refuses to stop posting, saying the same argument every time. And I think the only way to go about this is to report her. I mean, I have, and I'm reaching out to TikTok to let them know about the situation as well, because I know lots of accounts that have been taken down that are mostly just of the child and not of the parent with the child. And they have been taken down. So I don't see why Ren's account would be an exception to that. I just feel for Ren. I feel like when she gets older and looks back at this, she's going to be, you know, broken about all this. I can't imagine if my mom were.
Yeah, not only to do this, but then to know that your mom was warned about this and that reaction, like, it just such a betrayal.
To use me for monetary content in an inappropriate way and know what she's doing. I really want Ren to be okay, along with so many other content creators. And I just want you guys to be safe on the internet as well. So that brings me to the conclusion of the video. I'm not saying to spread hate to Jacqueline by any means. I think the biggest thing you can do is not consume the content and report. I'm just trying to help in any way I can and just shed some light. And I know this wasn't my typical video, but this is something that just hit really close to home and I just wanted to talk about. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day and stay safe out there, okay? I will see your beautiful face in the next video, okay?
All right, good on kallmekris for bringing this to light. This is her YouTube channel here, kallmekris with 2 Ks. Give her a follow. She's got funny content, and I don't know much about her YouTube content, but she's got 10.9 million followers, subscribers, so she must be doing something right. I'll take a quick look at this article here from themarysue.com, published in March. The Ren and Jacqueline discourse raises awareness for a growing social media problem, from Rachel Ulatowski. If you have spent any time on TikTok recently, you have likely come across countless videos discussing Ren and Jacqueline. However, many are likely wondering why there is so much outrage surrounding the mother and daughter duo. The conversation on the mother and daughter's account at ren.eleanor is not new. In 2022, significant outcry arose against the account, sparking a social media campaign and coverage from the Rolling Stone. Now, a similar social media campaign has begun sweeping through TikTok this month, with countless videos calling for the account's removal and condemning the exploitation of children on social media. Over the years, Ren and Jacqueline have become one of the most cited accounts in conversations about the dangers of parents posting their children on social media. Unfortunately, the fact that scrutiny is resurfacing shows how little things have changed in recent years. Ever since the rise of YouTube and TikTok, family vloggers and family influencers have become a phenomenon. These individuals essentially monetize content featuring their entire family, usually with a special emphasis on the kids. They have become popular because of their closeness to reality TV, or for viewers wishing to see what a happy family looks like. However, many are finding that these channels and accounts are only happy at a superficial level. There is no legislation in place that requires parents to compensate their children for filming them daily and invading their privacy. Additionally, some families have been found to be abusing their children and denying them basic necessities while making millions off of filming them. The Ren and Jacqueline controversy is particularly important because it demonstrates why child-focused content doesn't belong on social media in any capacity, regardless of the circumstances. The dangers of posting children on social media. One glaring issue about family vlogging that is not talked about enough is that it makes children vulnerable to predators. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok are known to have a predator problem. A report by the New York Times found that predators would post cryptic comments on family vlogs to alert other predators about the content. Even more disturbingly, researchers found that the YouTube algorithm caters to predators, as those searching for sexual content will often be recommended videos with children in them. That is disgusting. Demographics have also found that many viewers / subscribers to accounts featuring children are middle-aged men. Those facts alone have been enough to strike horror and disgust in many parents, leading them to scrub their children from social media altogether, which I think is the correct move. However, others might argue that they can't help it, that terrible people are on the internet and will view their content. The only problem with that argument is, what if a parent purposefully capitalized on the views of those predators? To be clear, there is no proof that this is happening on Jacqueline's account, but these allegations have arisen multiple times in past years. Who are Ren and Jacqueline? As mentioned above, Jacqueline and her daughter, Ren, have been on TikTok for years. However, the channel is unlike most family or mommy channels in that it solely focuses on Ren, who is just 4 years old. Usually, channels featuring children gain attention because they post the daily routines of the whole family. Or parents will film what they make their kids for lunch or do family challenges. Jacqueline does appear occasionally, but only Ren is in every single video. So yeah, she is the sole focus, pretty much, of this content. Meanwhile, all the videos are fairly random. Ren talking to her mom after waking up, identifying pictures, doing TikTok challenges, and showing off her outfits. Having an account solely to film a 4-year-old without focusing on parents, family, or some other theme is very odd. The major problem began when viewers started finding evidence that the account was being targeted by predators. For one, it's strange that an account about a 4-year-old has an astonishing 17 million followers. That is very crazy. That's unreal. Anytime any content with a child blows up without explanation, it is a red flag. And even child safety experts warn it is an indication that the content has been found by predators. Additionally, TikTokers have seen inappropriate comments and suggested searches on the platform regarding Ren's account. Suggested searches are generated based on what people are commenting on and searching, with users seeing suggested searches like Ren Eleanor eating a hot dog. Users have gone through Ren's following list and found accounts from middle-aged men who almost solely follow channels with children in them. Reshares are also visible on TikTok, and some have seen videos of Ren being reshared alongside videos of adult content from these users. Additionally, users have found creepy fan accounts of Ren, which may be run by predators. Lastly, videos of Ren eating particular foods or wearing specific outfits like bathing suits have been bookmarked tens of thousands of times. Back in 2022, when users first began calling out Jacqueline, she posted a video claiming that she had consulted with specialists, including the FBI, and found no evidence that Ren's likeness was being found on the dark side of the internet. She even went as far to say that the backlash was just a creepy conspiracy theory. Additionally, she described posting her daughter on social media publicly as a quote-unquote parenting style and condemned those mom shaming her for it. So far, she has not responded to the renewed claims, although she recently turned off comments on all her videos. What's particularly concerning this time around is that it's not just internet sleuths speaking out, but actual child safety specialists and former FBI workers. Most admit that the channel is exploitative at best and may be attracting predators at worst. Many users are also alleging that Jacqueline knows about the predators and specifically posts videos for them. It can't be denied that there are some baffling videos, such as a random video of Ren talking about swallowing her gum, or her doing the same challenge repeatedly where she drinks mystery substances from a straw. Of course, these allegations can't be proven. After all, the average person doesn't think about innocent children in this way. And it's definitely hard to wrap one's head around how an utterly innocent video could be used in a horrific manner. However, regardless of whether Jacqueline is doing this knowingly or not, the fact is that she is profiting off of her 4-year-old daughter by creating a channel in which her toddler does all the work. Additionally, she is blatantly ignoring several signs that even experts have warned are red flags on content featuring children. There are several parents who, after seeing an innocent photo or video of their child go inexplicably viral, have pulled them from social media entirely. It's questionable why the mere threat of a child's pictures or videos being used sinisterly wouldn't immediately turn a parent away. There's a chance that Ren and Jacqueline's controversy will merely blow over as it did last time. However, the discourse on it is important because parents need to be hyper aware of what they're posting on social media when it comes to their children. Additionally, the outcry is pushing social media platforms to take action against their child predator problem instead of profiting from it. So yeah, that's that. I mean, to me, for one, I think the government should be doing something about this. There should be some sort of laws in place to protect children in kind of the same way there are for child actors. Also, I think that if the government doesn't do anything, or maybe in conjunction with the government, social media platforms should commit to doing something about this as well. whether it's taking channels like this down or not allowing them to monetize, whatever it may be. This is just unacceptable, and obviously we can't trust parents to make good decisions around this. And so yeah, keep talking about this. I hope this doesn't blow over. This is not a throwaway issue. This is not a small issue. This is not good. But I think hopefully, especially coming off of the backs of Ruby Frankie, there's just a lot more awareness and activation around child exploitation on social media, on monetizing off of your children, and in this particularly disturbing way. And as kallmekris said, you know, we don't need to be bullying her, but yeah, I mean, don't take the pressure off. Go and report her channel, and like, this just needs to be stamped out of society. These men doing this, these people who are catering to them and profiting off of it, it just needs to be stamped out of society. Utterly. All right, so that's it for tonight. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I'll be live again tomorrow night at 7. I'm not sure what we'll be covering yet. Might go through the last part of Jay Aubrey's coverage on Ruby Frankie.